Hey everyone, welcome to Individual Reality. I'm Kazik, and I'm hiding because I've been involved in some real life things in the public eye that I could get canceled for. So the big one that's the threat is coming to an end. So when that does, I'll actually do a face reveal and I'll be famous and you can send me money and who cares? Yeah. You want to know what I care about? It is the fact that this man right here lied to me, lied to all of us, made fun of Clownfish TV. Lies, lies, lies. You know what this man did? Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet. I've only seen one episode. I don't need to see the rest. I heard what happens in episode 5. I'm going to tell you what happens right now. Because here's what this man did. This man, right here, killed He-Man. He killed He-Man in episode 1 of the new Masters of the Universe reboot. Apparently, later on, somewhere in the afterlife, where He-Man's trying to help people in the real world and to escape, he kills them again. I don't know the details, and I gotta tell you, I don't care. Kevin Smith said he was not going to make Teela the main thing of the show, and Teela was, because we needed a strong woman. Can we have a strong woman without crippling, or I guess in this case, killing the strong male? So, if you had 10 people lined up and 9 of them were men and 1 of them was a woman, the only way to raise that woman up is to get rid of the 9 men standing in front of her? Is that the message you're trying to send to little kids? That was kind of an Eminem quote. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why. We've got Aliens, all the Alien series with Ripley. And they're amazing. We've got Sarah Connor in the Terminator franchise, who is amazing. And we never once had to have huge, giant interviews about how amazing these women were. And oh my God, is this movie a feminist movement piece? And oh my God, tell me how strong and brave and stunning your character is. It was just, here's a movie, there's a chick, she has a gun, she blows people away. It didn't need to be talked about. Because no one ever comes along and says, oh, The Rock, you were big and strong in this movie because you're a man. No one comes along and says, oh, Jason Statham, you killed people in this movie and kind of saved the day because you're a man. No one went to Keanu Reeves and said, well, the only reason that John Wick was cool was because he was a man, right? It was just the character, and the character did what they did. Like Ripley, like Sarah Connor, like Captain Janeway. You know, we didn't have to stop the internet, although did the internet exist back in Janeway's day? I mean, it did to a lesser degree, but we wouldn't stop the internet for it. It's not a big, huge thing. It's just, here's the person who's doing it. Do they stand up to pee or sit down to pee? Now, I understand. In the depths of all things SJW, men and women both can stand up to pee, I'm sure, because men can have babies. Whatever. This dude, and that's not like a weird face for him. That's he cries for everything now. That's his face. He brought his clerks. He sold his comic book collection to make an indie film about how dumb people are. That scene where it's like, I hate people, and it cuts away and shows the girl standing in front of the new release rack with all the signs pointing at it that says, where are your new releases? That was me. Years ago when I worked at Sound Warehouse, before Blockbuster Music bought them all. People would come in and walk right past the new release rack and right past a shelf with 50 copies of the CD they wanted, and go all the way through the biggest Sound Warehouse in the metro area, and then come right back to me at the front counter, again, passing the new release rack with 50 copies of the CD they wanted and say, yeah, do you have the new Offspring? Yeah, you passed it when you came in, and then you passed it when you were walking through the rock section in the O's, and then you passed it again. If you just stick your right arm out and lean back a little bit, you'll accidentally knock it off the rack. So Kevin Smith spoke to me. He sold his comic books that were full of Jack Kirby and dudes in capes, saving the day, saving the damsel in distress, saving the world, to make this movie that spoke to me. Loved it. Thought it was great. And now he's bent the knee. And it's terrible. It's bad. I hate it. I don't know why. I don't know what he's into. I don't know what his plans are. There's only 5 episodes in this series. There's going to be more. This is supposed to be the first part of something epic. But when you kill the main character of your show and then go into the afterlife and it wasn't He-Man. It was Masters of the Universe. Okay. Star Wars wasn't called Luke Skywalker. It wasn't called Skywalkers. It wasn't called Vader. It wasn't called Anakin. But it was about those characters. Back to the Future was about Marty McFly and Doc Brown. I mean, it wasn't called Charlie Brown. It was called Peanuts. But who was the main character? Who was the face of it? It was Charlie Brown. Don't be stupid. So, what we have now is Crying Man. We have Crying Man lying to us. Clownfish TV a year ago said, hey, we heard this rumor that it's going to be all about Tila, and Tila's going to be at the forefront. And Kevin Smith was like, no, it's not. You're stupid. I hope you fail and your channel goes away and blah, 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 whatever. And then here we are. Clownfish TV was right. Their inside source was right. And sure, from a certain point of view, maybe Tila wasn't pushed to the front. He-Man died. Someone had to pick up the mantle. Why did He-Man die? Why did He-Man have to die? Dumb. It's all dumb. Not to mention the fact that in recent years he said, oh, I have no love for He-Man. I didn't watch He-Man. I don't know much about He-Man. And then all of a sudden in recent years, in the past year or so, oh, I remember running home from school so I could get in front of the TV and watch He-Man. So which is it? Seriously. You loved He-Man, you don't? You're a cuck. And you're bending the knee for Hollywood. And that's what you're going to do. Yellow Flash, love him to death. Kevin Smith's career is over. That's what it says right here. It's not over. He's going to be Hollywood. He's going to direct so many feminist empowerment films. And it's like, I have high hopes for Dune. D-U-N-E. But almost a year ago, there was an interview with, the whole cast, the whole main cast. And it was great. And, Duncan Idaho, played by Jason Momoa, they got to him and it was like, hey, tell us about your character. And he went into depth. And, it was, oh, hey, you're playing, a Atreides, head of the House of Atreides. Tell us about your character, Oscar Isaacs. And he went into lots of depth. And Brolin went into lots of depth. And they got to Zendaya, who said, well, she's a strong, independent female. Oh, yeah? Well, what makes her strong? Well, her strength makes her strong and her independence. And, you just stand in front of the camera and say the lines that they give you the money to say. So that hopefully you can get more followers on Twitter or Instagram when you're out partying and doing cool things and streaming it. I don't know. I don't know what your motivation is. I don't know what your motivation was to be in this movie, but every man actor came along and had in-depth information about their character because they invested in the role. They get to the main female of the movie and they're just like, I stood there and said words and faced the direction they told me to. There's a thing in acting. I've done acting. There's a thing in acting. don't forget your lines. Don't bump into anything. If you're doing theater, don't forget your lines. Don't bump into anything. Don't fall off the stage. That's basically what she was doing. So there's been like no interviews. Black Widow just recently came out. There was an interview with Scarlett Johansson where they were asking her, tell us about this movie. And because Black Widow's never had her own solo film, her own individual film. So she has it now. And Scarlett Johansson is just, she's a strong, independent female. And this is a movie for feminists. And it's really going to say a lot to females. And really, you're just running when the director yells run. And you're pulling out your gun when the director says pull out your gun. And you're saying the words that you memorized when the director says say these words now. You have no investment in the character. I don't get it. I don't know. Kevin Smith had no investment in He-Man. All of a sudden Netflix said, hey, money. And Kevin Smith said, hey, I fucking love He-Man. Yeah, I love Masters of the Universe. Right on. And I guess his wife promised him that she would peg him extra hard if He-Man was a success, and spoke to her vegan group or something. I don't know. He's making Clerks 3, and I'm not looking forward to that because it's gonna be his daughter and some chicks that look like dudes working in a convenience store, and all the men are gonna be assholes or idiots or some kind of ist or ism and bigots and such. Unless they're not white, then they're going to be like the heroes, but they're only second heroes. And it's, oh God, Kevin Smith, how far we've come, how far you've fallen. All right, I'm drunk. I'm Kazakh. I'll be back with some more videos later.